Wonderful. Let's just take in a breath. And thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, archangels and ascended masters, for the experience of grace, a sense of grace, and an allowing of grace that is here right now. We thank the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. And like an arriving train, we allow the perfect highest good to be present right now. We choose to release the energy of belligerence. We choose to let the idea that someone can ruin something else. And we allow right now for what is new, the love in our hearts, the positive intentions, the dreams, the aspirations, the cafeteria of hope, the side order of wisdom. We allow these things to be held close to us. We choose to let the choices of other people to disempower themselves, to not affect us. We let the pool be cleansed and cleared and crystal and full of love. We choose to release any idea of things being diluted, and we witness being on the forefront of history by having intention, by having vision, by allowing angelic grace, by welcoming and integrating angelic grace. And we choose to drop out of blame or anger. We acknowledge our anger, we choose not to linger there. We allow right now for the highest good to happen. So we indeed take this moment right now to pray for peace in Washington, D.C., for every single person there and in every government office around the country, for everyone in the military, everyone with weapons, everyone with anger in their heart, everyone who is having trouble because someone else is standing in their view of truth. We allow right now for there to be peace in all hearts right now, in America, in the world, and in the universe. So we'll just breathe into that. Okay, enough of that, says Saint Germain. If we could just take a breath, if we could notice Saint Germain, who works with purpose, in his beautiful blue suit, sorry, his beautiful purple suit coming forward. If we could just breathe in, and if we could let him do this for us, like a dog shaking off water. If we could let him just shake off the energy of today, and to allow right now to see all the goodness, the upliftment that is happening. If we could just recognize the truth about what's happening in DC, that's the best those folks could do. That's the best a certain person can do. That's the best they could do. And that's it. And if we could just recognize that something else is here for us. So if we could just let that shake off, if we want to move physically, you're welcome to. And if we could just very simply just breathe in, and we'll notice Saint Germain, if we could just use our own words and saying out loud to him, thank you, Saint Germain, for being with me. Thank you, Saint Germain, for helping me to see peace in my own life right now. Good. If we could notice instantaneously the peace sign being imprinted on every single cell in your body, the peace sign being imprinted and infused into your DNA, the peace sign on your tongue, in your eyes, in your ears, in your touch. If we could just breathe in, and if we could say out loud, I choose to experience peace. I welcome peace more thoroughly into my life. I trust that peace is around the corner, and I trust that peace is right here. Wonderful. If we could just breathe in. Good. And whether you know him or it's the first time, let's notice Saint Germain, who is a well dressed guy who was on the planet. He did indeed work on the American Revolution and the French Revolution, and he helps people with purpose. If we could just breathe in and notice him right where you are with you right now. And with absolute elegance, if we could notice him um, presenting himself to you and letting that be unique to you right now. If we could just breathe in. And if we could feel anything that is tension around life changing decisions, around disappointment, around anger, around a trigger, around feeling unsettled, around worry, anything that we might call PTSD or trauma. If we could let Saint Germain, with the wave of his cape, very simply create an upliftment right now. And if we could let him right now um, kind of act like a corkscrew and to let there be even more room to breathe, even more room to have a new experience and a fresh experience. For everything that you're feeling, experiencing, thinking to be acknowledged, to be valued, and to allow something different to happen right now. So if we could just breathe into all that. Wonderful. And just breathe in. Wonderful. And if we could notice you being seen, heard, and cared for right now. And we're going to keep going. We're going to pause for a housekeeping side note. Monica, they're telling me I forgot you, and I apologize. If you want to contribute in the chat room, you're welcome to. We'll talk with you at the end. Sorry about that. So if we could just breathe in, housekeeping over. And let's just very simply notice right where you are, Saint Germain, if you could let your attention, your focus go to him. And if we could recognize like you and him really aligning with you of like you've seen a lot, he's seen a lot. You've experienced a lot, he's experienced a lot. So like a friend, like a comrade, like someone you meet who you know you have the same context with, which is life, and you have an immediate relaxation with them, let's very simply feel that commonality of experience right here, right now with him. And if we could breathe into a simple statement that you're not the only one. You're not the only one who cares this deeply. You're not the only one who feels things so profoundly. You're not the only one who wishes that things were better. And if we could feel that that being true in this moment right now on this Zoom call, that you're not the only one, that you are part of a team, that you are part of sensitive, caring people who want the best for everyone and who are fed up with all the conflict and all the immaturity. And if we could just feel the collective might of working together to hold a vision, but also the collective community that is here, that Saint Germain feels as you do, as do the angels with a different perspective, people you respect who are passed away, Martin Luther King. And if we could just breathe into the care and the camaraderie that is here. And so, with that, if we could recognize two things, not so much a burden shared, but a vision held together. So, if we could, with that, release to Saint Germain and Archangel Michael, who is on the foundation, who is the floor right now, releasing any sense of burden and allowing in its place for there to be a great sense of hope. That we are heading toward having carefree lives that we love, where we get to focus on the things that we hold dear, to not scare each other, be worried about each other, to create this world where no one gets lost, where everything is positively expressed, where we all enjoy sparkling mental health, including the healing of trauma and stress, which we could do, So if we could just very simply feel Saint Germain with his cape once again moving it and creating motion for you, and with whatever gesture, word, smile, or symbol that Saint Germain offers you, if we could just to the core notice that you are included in all the good in the universe. You are included in what is next. You are included in what is happening now that is positive. So if we could just breathe in. And if we could notice what it's like to let the word blame be peeled off of the floor, like if it were there in plastic. And if we could notice what it's like to hand that word to Saint Germain. And if we could just say out loud, I release blaming myself for everything. I release blaming others. I choose instead to hope. I choose to live on a peaceful planet right now. I choose to have hope for humanity and all of life. And I live that hope. I am that hope. I recognize that I am not alone and that good things are happening. Good, wonderful. If we could notice, perhaps with touch, let's just notice Saint Germain creating activity or acknowledging the activity in your third eye, in your forehead. And if we could say out loud, I embrace the nobility of hope. Wonderful. If we could just breathe into that. Wonderful. If we could take this moment to feel the presence of hope in your senses, in your eyes, on your tongue, in your nose, in your nerves, in the air. If we could just breathe in, and we'll do forgiveness work as always with percentages. Let's notice what it's like to forgive everyone 20%. Let's just take in a breath. And if we could say out loud, I forgive everyone for everything 20% right now. I forgive myself for everything 20% right now. I ask for forgiveness for everything right now. I release the fiction that everything is my fault. I am co creating life and I embrace living the best life possible. It's safe for me to be in charge as I know I have a lot of help. Wonderful. If we could just take in a breath and we'll notice all these potent words And if we can notice that the words are not lingering, that they go into the universe, they go into yourselves, that they are heard by Saint Germain, all the guides, all the angels, that the words don't just linger. If we could just notice that, and noticing Saint Germain being with you, and also the arrival of different guides connected with Saint Germain, Lady Portia, Lady Nada, Ashtar, who watches out over the earth, but he's being here right now. If we could just breathe in also to the goddess Freya and the goddess Bridget, a whole party of people. And if we can notice very simply the goddesses that are here, if we could notice them um, showing you, them standing on this solid foundation, which is Archangel Michael, if we could just notice them being rock solid on this foundation right where you are. And if we could notice whatever it means to you, the power of goddess energy on the planet right now, the power of the divine feminine on the planet right now. And if we can notice a lessening of harm happening on the planet and a deeper embrace of kindness, grace, and ease on the planet right now. If we could just breathe and just notice all that. Wonderful. We'll just breathe in. And if we can notice all the guides who've just arrived, Lady Portia, Lady Nada, Ashtar, Freya, and Bridget, if we could notice them filling in for you personally anything that hasn't been covered thus far tonight, any topic, any question, if we could feel that team of that team of guides healing every single part of you, including any tension that is being held or stress that is being held, answering questions, encouraging you, and very simply just connecting with you. Wonderful. So we'll just breathe into all that. And indeed, if we could say out loud to all these guides who've arrived, thank you. And if we could notice that all these different guides have different specialties: karma, opening, closing doors, legal matters, grace, watching out over the earth, the power of silence, the power of infused action. If we could just notice that there's a great deal of skill in the room with you right now. And if we could just breathe in, and like saying yes to their implicit and constant offer for help, if we could just say out loud to them, thank you for being here, and thank you for helping me. I fully receive your help. I celebrate life right now. So we'll just breathe into that. And if we can notice almost them as an afterthought, them bringing peace to people who are agitated. And if we can notice them making a bit of a angel versus people line in the sand, like let's let them deal with that. Let's notice perhaps us focusing on self care, self harmony, and self love. We could be aware of things and direct prayer, but let's let very simply the angels and the guides answer your prayers right now and let goodness happen. Good. And if we could just take in a breath And if we could notice with great simplicity and great love, let's notice Saint Germain coming up and um, giving you a kiss on the nose, and just noticing one by one Saint Germain coming to give you a kiss, Lady Portia, face to face, with great affection, the goddess Bridget, the goddess Freya, with courage, Ashtar, who with great love and great persistence watches out over the earth, as do other beings, Lady Nada. We'll notice Ganesh, the remover of obstacles, being here, with his sweet presence and his effortless removal of things that don't serve us, including stress. And Saint Germain once again. And we'll notice, as always, Archangel Michael being the floor. So we'll notice this moment of appreciation and honor. And if we can notice the angels and the guides saying to you right now, good job, well done. And if we can notice their guidance, which is to give them a place at the table, their wording, give us a place at the table, let's let them do even more. Let's include them in things that seem even mundane to us or big, life-changing decisions, what to do with a spouse or a loved one, what to do with a job change, what to do with taking a risk, what to do with feeling good, what to do with changing our health, what to do with healing, and letting them help. And we'll just very simply say out loud, thank you, angels and guides, for helping me in every part of my life. And we'll say out loud to all of them, thank you so much. And if we could feel them being as close as your pocket, right there with you, with consistent care and unabashed love. And if we could feel this sense of them, like them zipping up your sweater or your coat, that they are taking care of you, there's affection there, and a sense of contentment, and for this moment, completion. If we could feel filled up, cared for, and aligned. And with clarity and peace, we thank them all. And we thank Saint Germain, Lady Portia, Lady Nada, Ashtar, Freya, Bridget, Ganesh, and Archangel Michael. And with this, we thank the presence of Mother, Father, God, and all the archangels and ascended masters. We thank as well the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for this opportunity right now for deep clarity, deep peace, deep love, and deep joy. We're so grateful for the peace and the bliss that is here right now, knowing that everything truly is in perfect and divine order. And we're so grateful for this day and this moment. We welcome peace in the United States. We welcome that the world has changed. And some people going like, wait a minute. And we allow right now for us to go like, wait a minute. And with enthusiasm, like the difference between, oh my God and oh my God, that we say, oh my God, and look at the opportunity that is here. And we celebrate all the good that is here. And we are participating fully in it, receiving it also. And with generosity, peace, and ease, we quite simply and lovingly ask for this or something better right now in all directions of time. And so it is.